Do you remember your school outings when you were younger? Was it the Natural History Museum or the zoo? Well, the school trip that students from Windsor School in JHQ, Germany have just experienced is slightly more exotic. They've just returned from Slovakia and Hungary on the trip funded by the EU. It's designed to bring children from different nations closer together. Laura Hawkins travelled with them.
The Comenius project, borders and how to overcome them. The participants, 5 schools from the EU. Bulgaria, Holland, Germany, Slovakia, Windsor School, JHQ. The brief. Experience different cultures, practice languages, communication skills, personal development and friendship. It's taken Windsor School 3 years and 3 applications to eventually be granted the funding for this trip, and they're the first SCE school to ever be awarded the opportunity. So after their first border crossing from Germany into Austria, they board a train from Vienna to Slovakia, where they'll meet up with the 4 other partnership schools. Crash and Gareth are 2 of the 7 UK students and aren't too sure of what to expect from the project.
So you're really close now after months of preparation. How do you feel about meeting the other schools?
A little bit apprehensive as to what they're going to be like and how they're going to react to us, but at the same time quite excited about meeting them and learning about their culture. So.
And have you got any preconceived ideas of what they're going to be like, Gareth?
I think they're going to be a bit nerdy and boring, and but it depends, because as the days go on, it might my view might change.
Hosting the project is a private vocational college in the city of Košice, Slovakia.
It's a lot bigger than what I thought it would be, and our Slovakian friends are introducing us to their classes and what they do for dinner.
This is my school. These students study economic, and that other part, they want to be a teacher, so they are studying it.
Students from Windsor School and JHQ have in the past been accused of living in the military bubble, not making the most of cultures and experiences of living in Central Europe. But it's not just the UK students who are guilty of this.
Our students live in a very closely knit society. Our community is very small, so people are approximately the same, so they don't cross the border so often. And now they see different lifestyle, different attitudes to life.
We started with a sort of little icebreaker where we had a series of questions, simple questions like, where do you live, so on, what's your name, do you have any pets? And they'd been translated into all 5 languages. And we sort of tried to get each other to say the questions and answer them in their own language. We then gave our presentations, our sort of products, every group giving its own take on this theme of borders and how to overcome them. And almost interesting in itself was their own interpretation of borders, and the way they'd approached that problem was very revealing. A very enlightening morning.
Turned into a really beautiful afternoon here in the city, and pupils from the 5 schools have come together to meet and have learned an incredible amount. But they also need to take in the culture of the city, and what better way to do that than to do a city quiz?
What does the inscription on the top of the Evangelist Church say?
Oh, I don't know.
Who are the 4 saints guarding the door of St. Catherine's Church?
Sorry.
When the State Cathedral was constructed?
Not sure of that one either.
We better get a move off, we're going to win this thing.
Oh.
Moving on from the city lights, the focus turns back to borders, and all 5 schools together cross the border from Slovakia to Hungary.
So here we are. It's come to the last supper for these 30 students who have spent the last 2 days together, and it's been a massive success. They're here in this medieval restaurant, and everyone's really enjoying eating with their hands.
A project such as this for 5 schools costs the EU €80 million. And although the students are learning, communicating and making friends, is it really worth that much money?
Well, I have to agree with that, yes, because it takes a lot of time and effort and, of course, money to be able to move around Europe, to meet up in certain locations and to undertake certain activities when you're in those areas. Yes, so it's money very well spent, and it's investing for the future.
I've learned how different it is to be in a different country. How I take for granted some stuff that some people in Eastern Europe don't have. So
It's been a wonderful opportunity to really get to know some of the other students and to swap email addresses with them and to see how they think and what they think of us.